Okay. I have never filmed in my car with it set up like this, let alone a shitty iPhone camera and audio, but okay. Let's hope that this works out and we're able to make it sound somewhat good. I wanted to talk today about 5 feminine energy things that I feel like have made me so much more magnetic lately, just in my life, like out in the world, just kind of like a different aura, but also to my manifestations. Like I feel like things have just been coming through crazy fast for me lately, and this is coming out of a season of like being so down bad like so down bad, which I talk about in the other episodes before this one. But now coming out of this deep period of healing and feeling like a brand new bitch now, I'm just ready to share some of the tips, some of the things that worked for me, that I applied, that I noticed the realest and biggest changes from. Okay, number 1, and we have to start with surrender, has been huge for me. So just fully letting go and releasing and trusting. Faith could kind of be a whole different one, but let's put them together, like surrender and faith. What I mean by this is so often I know that out of safety, out of comfort, we try to control things, even when you're narrow on like what path a manifestation can come through or how things should look like, or you have this limited mindset, which we'll get into, but like, oh, this is the only person for me, or this is the only job for me, or this is the only opportunity for me. That can put us into such this unbalanced, unhealthy masculine energy where we're like micromanaging, we're super rigid. And essentially, if you think of it like a garden hose, it's like you're constricting the flow of the universe, of God, source, divine feminine power and energy through you, which obviously is going to cut off your sort of natural magnetism and radiance. So how I have been combating this, and I feel like this is one of my favorite analogies or feelings to tap into. I share this a lot with my students in like Q&As or with my clients. I feel like I tend to bring this up a lot with people, is tapping into the feeling as if, it's literally a miracle that I'm getting this camera to stand even for a minute, so we'll take it when it does. Okay, slay. Tapping into the energy of feeling like whatever you're holding on to, whatever you're trying to control, whatever you're being constricted around is melting off of you. So like close your eyes right now. I gotta hold the phone so it doesn't drop while I do this. But if you close your eyes right now and you feel like the density of what you're carrying, and imagine it just like sliding off your body, like just melting off of you. Like I can feel it right now. It's the best feeling. And so I do this anytime I see myself grasping, controlling, feeling like things can only go a certain way, feeling rigid, feeling even, I feel that the feelings of like stress and overwhelm are tied to this too, because the reason why personally I feel stressed or overwhelmed is usually like when I feel like I'm behind on something, like when I feel like I have a lot to do and like not enough time to do it. That's when I feel stressed and overwhelmed. And so I notice that because I feel that way is because I'm clinging, because I'm grasping and holding on to how I think things should go, or the timing that I think things should be in, or I'm not trusting and having faith that everything's gonna work out for me and that the universe has fucking got me. Okay, number 2, I feel like that goes really well into this next point, which is being more in flow, spending more time in a flow state. And you can do this in so many ways. One of my favorite ways to do this is taking like a Sunday, having literally nothing to do, like no plans at all, and doing what you feel like doing. I usually like to stay mostly at my house on these days, although like if I felt like going to yoga, or if I felt like going on a walk, or if I felt like taking my dog for a walk, or I felt like going and getting a coffee or grabbing lunch somewhere or something, like I would totally do that, or randomly getting my nails done or whatever the fuck. Like I would absolutely do that if I felt like it. Now all the things are coming to me that I also do, like grocery shopping, going shopping, I don't know, any of those things, like do your thing. But I also like to just be at home and be like super cozy, like so in my body and my energy. Like I'll usually put on a pair of like little shorts and like a little crop top, okay? But it's not like tight, but it's like a crop top. Like you're feeling cute, but you're cozy, okay? And I will just flow through my house that day. So I don't know what it is, but I know it's something in the female body called diffuse awareness, where we just kind of like notice everything slyly all the time, where men are a lot more linear. We have this diffuse awareness. And so actually tapping into that and letting yourself play with that can feel super feminine and embodying to you. Let me explain. So first of all, disclaimer, this is not me saying like women were made to like clean the house and do the chores and shit like that. Obviously not. That's crazy. But what I am saying is that it can feel really good to do that because of our diffuse awareness. So put on your comfy clothes, feel yourself, like feel hot but be cozy, put on music and just ponder around your house, or chill, or stretch, or move your body, or watch TV. Like just be in total flow, start baking random shit, start cleaning random shit out. I love just like poking around my house, flowing from thing to thing to thing, not even having to complete the thing before I'm on to the next thing. So usually in days like this, I will like tend to clean my house, clean up, just tidy up, pick up, even just move stuff around, like just move around my furniture or my decor and light candles and really set a vibe in my sacred space, like really nest in and make it like my sacred cozy space for the day and for the week, because I tend to do this on a Sunday. And then I'll lay out a yoga mat and I will typically just stretch while doing it. I should mention, I'm doing it a service when I don't tell you that. Like I like to be like, you know, a little while I do this. But you don't have to be, like you absolutely don't have to be. But the key for me, and that I use very like medicine, literally it's medicine to me. The key is getting into your body and getting into your feminine and getting into your sensuality and letting all of that kind of flow together in one sort of flowy day activity sort of thing. So that's like my dedicated flow day. That's what I just explained to you, is like when I need more flow in my life and I'm realizing that I'm not having a lot of flow, actually getting your body used to being in the energy of flow by doing something like that. Like no rules, you don't have to do anything, you can do whatever you want, feeling in your body. So getting some movement, like I said, a little like something that like gets you grounded in your body, and just letting your body speak to you and tell you what to do and then going and doing it. I feel like that then translates into how you move through everything for the rest of the week too. I find when I've had some time to do that, when I go into the week, I'm much more in my feminine as well. Even when I'm doing very masculine things like running 2 businesses, I'm able to move through it with more of the feminine magic that is surrendered and in flow and intuitive. Which brings me into my next point, number 3, tapping into your intuition. There are so many ways for us to tap into our intuition, but one of my favorites that I feel like is very beginner friendly, like it's open to anybody and it's not so woo that people would be turned off by even trying it, is as simple as journaling. I found journaling when I was like 18 and it changed my life and continues to change my life since then. I swear by it. And so when I hear people say like they aren't journaling yet, I'm like, why? Why are we not journaling? It is one of the best ways to get your subconscious thoughts out in front of you so that you can actually see how you're really thinking, feeling, what you really want, what you want to change in your life. Even if your conscious mind kind of wasn't aware of it yet, it can really help you to spot patterns and learn so much about yourself. And you're also practicing the exercise of having thoughts and reflection about your life or what you want, envisioning, which creates this practice of doing it just as you move through life more naturally as well. I also think, and I say this all the time, that we spend so much time of our life getting to know other people, you know, whether it's like a partner or your friends, but you get to know these people and you really invest time and energy learning about them and figuring out what they like, what they don't like, getting to know the inner workings of their brain. Sometimes we know like our partner or somebody that we're close to better than we even know our own selves, or better than they even know themselves, because often people don't really take the time to get to know themselves in the same way. So I like to think, especially when getting into your feminine energy, to think of it as dating yourself and really start to want to get to know more about yourself. We'll get to this point shortly. I hate when somebody walks by. But that aligns with journaling and tapping into your intuition, because you're learning how to listen to yourself. You're learning how to hear yourself and hold space for yourself. So one of the best ways to practice your intuition, to learn to let that voice within you be loud enough to be heard, is the entryway to that is often journaling. And then you can even go back. Oh my God, I thought my phone was gonna fall. And then you can even go back and reread your journal. Anytime I do that, I'm blown away at the things that ended up unfolding in my life, how things worked out. It's just so cool to be able to look back on. And I can't even tell you the amount of breakthroughs and huge realizations I have had in my life from reading something that I had written in my journal that I was not even conscious of. Now I want to move into talking about dating yourself, which I kind of hinted at. I think this is number 4. You've probably heard it said a million times, if you want to be an interesting person, be interested. Start forming a character of yourself. And I don't mean like a lie. I don't mean you're pretending to be somebody that you're not. I mean like getting to know who you are, the way that you get to know your friends, or you get to know even people that you admire or look up to, and you admire their little quirks and interests. Start to kind of build that for yourself. And if you don't have those things, even getting started by dating yourself, getting to know yourself a bit, is going to help you find what those things would be, because you start poking at your brain, uncovering your interests, like just asking yourself, what do you like? What don't you like? Do you like that? What are your thoughts on this? Is that something that you're interested in? Do you want to explore that more? And then actually hearing that voice, so that when you're out living your life out in the wild, you know, somebody mentions a topic, or you're at a bookstore and you see a book on something, you're familiar with hearing that voice and you're able to actually respond to it and do something about that. You know, like remind yourself to come back to that, get the book, go research more on that topic later. So it's not as much for other people. Like, you aren't becoming an interesting person for other people. You're becoming an interesting person for yourself, to get to know and to date yourself and be inspired by your own self and interested in your own self and be able to live life to the fullest. Because I think having interests and having passions, having purposes and things that you feel drawn to and letting yourself explore them is kind of like the reason of life. So even if you feel like there's nothing interesting about you, or you feel like there's no cute little quirks or whatever about you, oh my God, the way that you need to do this even more, okay? I want you to really be intent on finding those things and spending time with yourself, whether it's while you're getting ready and making it like a really sensual, and I don't mean like, when I say sensual, I do not mean sexual. It's just very like tapped in and turned on in your body, very present here in your body, okay? Like you can drop in right now and be really in your senses. That's what sensual means. Anyways, having like a sensual kind of like get ready routine with yourself, where you put on music, you spray your favorite perfume, you put on a silk robe, you make yourself feel really comfortable and luxurious while you get ready, and just spend that time with yourself. Personally, I love doing that. There's something so ritualistic to me. Like, I feel like it's ancient ritualistic. Something in it like is just primal as well to getting ready. I mean, if you think back, like it's been like a thing for women for centuries. And so there is such ritual to it and such history. And I think beauty and sweetness and femininity to having that time with yourself, even if it's just doing your skincare or doing gua sha. I think that's such a romantic time to spend with ourselves and to get to know ourselves. That's a great time to kind of poke around your mind and like talk to yourself a little and explore what you're into, what you like, who you are, and just get to know yourself. I think that's also so magnetic, because when we love ourselves and when we can see our own value and our own worth, and not from anything external, but just like who we are in our heart and our soul, and we're able to see that in our own selves, I think you just move, or I know that you just move through the world in so much more confidence, so much more surety, self-assurance. It's just that when you're in love with yourself, you know the love that you're deserving of, and you know what you're worthy of. And so you don't really take people's shit. You don't take lesser treatment than you know you deserve. This is like a side tip for that comes to mind actually when I say this, is to also connect with photos of you as a child. I think that can really help us to tap into like our innocent self and ourself before all the mean voices started to pop up in our head. Like, I know all girls kind of go through this at the same time, and we want to get back in touch with that version of us who has the sweet voice, who thinks that we're great, who knew how bright she was when she was younger and what a star she was, and knew how special she was and how deserving she was. So having like a picture of your younger self, I think even having that at your mirror, like, can we please make our getting ready routine a ritual? I love that. Okay, the phone is stable now, for now. But putting a picture of your younger self up there, or having it as like your screensaver, which I did for like a month ago last month while I was in like this big healing era, and just connecting with yourself, studying yourself, getting to know yourself and learning to love the little parts of yourself, makes you so magnetic out in the world because you just walk different, you carry yourself different, you move like you know your worth, and the world responds to how you see yourself and how you feel about yourself. The world will mirror it back to you. Energy is 90% of communication. It's very subconscious. We aren't even aware of it, but we are constantly, through our frequency, telling people what to think about us, how to treat us, and determining how the world responds to us. So when you're moving from a place where you know that you are worthy, you know that you are deserving, you know that you are that bitch, you know how great you are, the world's going to see it too. And to just lock this understanding in for you, imagine when you're moving through the world with that insecurity waiting on you, how that brings you down, how that just shields you and covers you up, and the world can't even see your light. So if you feel like the world has never seen your light, and you feel like maybe you don't have a light to be seen because no one's ever seen it, I want you to really begin to understand all that insecurity and that self-doubt and those limiting beliefs that you've carried has been like a sheet that has literally covered you for years and years and years, and nobody has even had the chance to see your light. And we want to see your light, so you need to uncover it first. You need to get tapped into it first and fall in love with it first, and then the world will be able to appreciate all that you are too. And lastly, number 5, before my phone overheats, you need to lock into the identity that you know that you are meant to be, okay? Because there's a reason why there's those girls that you think are cool, those women that you feel like just embody the energy that you wish that you embodied, okay? You are looking up to them and you're drawn to them because there's a part of you that sees itself within it. And I know you're like, that's crazy, I'm nothing like them, but there is an unexpressed part of you that is dying to come out, okay? You would not desire it, you would not see it, you would not be aware of it and have these feelings, even if it's feelings of jealousy towards it, if it wasn't meant for you to embody as well. And so you need to learn to become comfortable stepping into an identity before you are actually living as that identity. What I mean is before your outward life is actually expressing that identity back to you. You need to stop holding yourself back now, making yourself move in response to what's projected outward from you, because ultimately it's being projected from you, okay? Hear me when I say that. Your reality is a mirror to whatever is going on within. So you need to wake up and step into that identity that feels like a stretch, that feels uncomfortable, that you've only ever dreamt of but never thought it could be you. Because unless you do that, your life will never reflect all that is meant for you. And it's not fixing yourself. It's not that you aren't perfect exactly as you are. It's that is who you truly are. You have those desires because they are true to you, because a future version of you is already living that, because your soul is pulling you towards expressing those traits and those abilities that are lying dormant within you right now. I think it is very feminine. I think it is very chic to not let the world tell you who you are, and to decide who you are and show the world. I just launched Be Her Now, which is a 2-step journal process. The first part is a 7-day rapid recode for your subconscious mind, your nervous system, your identity, and your beliefs. And then the second part is to really lock it in, to ground it into your system through repetition, through embodiment, through actually taking action. And then the rewiring audio is to be played every single day for that repetition and that subconscious recoding. Anyways, it's incredible and it's only $11. It's called Be Her Now. I don't know if I said that already, but I just dropped it and it's already changing people's lives and it's changed my life. So I'm just so excited to share it with you guys. I've been working on this and a few other things that are getting ready to drop soon too. The overflow codes, the trust frequency, these are other subconscious rewiring processes, and Rewired to Receive, which so much more on that very soon. I have so much to share with you guys. Like, I'm just overflowing with stuff to give right now and I just want to give it to you. So be sure to like, follow, subscribe, leave me a comment of what you guys want to see more of. That really helps me when deciding what to film, like what podcasts to make, the whole thing. So let me know. And with that, I am sending you so much love and so much good fucking energy, and I will see you next time. Bye.